Hi, I'm Amy Romeo and welcome to my Seaside Vibes crafting event where I'm sharing a brand new faux leather summer craft for your Cricut every day for 10 days. Today's project is this really fun beach themed lip balm holder. It has a key ring attached and you can attach this to your keys or your backpack so you always have your lip balm handy in the summer. It has a Kam Snap closure opening along with a really pretty ocean sunrise graphic. And I've made two different versions of this graphic for you. This one is obviously just one color of heat transfer vinyl. I'm going to show you a multicolored version of this as well. And I have the SVG file for both of these designs in my shop, and I'll leave a link to them for you so you can craft along with me. So it just opens up like this with the little Kam Snap closure. The lip balm is tucked inside, and then I used some 6mm rivets to close it. Finally, I've added a fun tassel and some little charms. So first let's talk about the tools and materials we'll be using for this project. I'll be using my Cricut Maker, but you can use any of the current Cricut machines, including all of the Explorer machines, all of the Maker machines, the Cricut Joy Xtra, and even the Cricut Joy, as long as you have that longer 12-inch Joy mat. So the faux leather that I'm using is just a sheet of a nice smooth faux leather in a solid color. You can use a print or a pattern. The important thing is that it is smooth so that your heat transfer vinyl will stick. For the heat transfer vinyl, I've just gone through my little scrap box. I have lots of scraps of Caesar Easy Weed, so I'll be using that to create the multicolored sunset pattern. And then for the outline for the multicolored one, I'm going to use some Cricut foil iron-on. You could also use a metallic heat transfer vinyl from Tech Wrap, and I'll link to them for you as well. The foil iron-on has been a little hard to find lately. I'll be cutting the faux leather using the purple strong grip mat, the heat transfer vinyl with the green standard grip mat. I'll be using my Cricut Easy Press Mini. You could also use a regular Easy Press. I have a heat pressing pad and a cover sheet. I have some detail scissors, a weeding tool, some blue painter's tape, and then I also have some jewelry making pliers to attach some fun little charms. Now the rivets come with rivet tools that we'll need to attach the rivets, but it's very simple to do. You'll need a regular hammer for that. And then the Kam Snap closure is a size 20 Kam Snap, and we'll need Kam Snap pliers. I'll have links to all of these supplies for you in the video description. Okay, let's go ahead and hop into Cricut Design Space. I'll show you the two different variations for this pattern and we'll get started. Starting with a blank canvas in Cricut Design Space, you'll click on Upload and then Upload Image, and you'll browse to where the unzipped SVG file for this project is saved on your device. Click on it to select it and then click Open. You'll see a preview of the shapes, click Continue, and then Upload. So I'm going to zoom out and you can see both of the different variations that I mentioned in the introduction on the canvas. So this is the one that I showed you the sample of. Let me ungroup these so I can just show you the layers quickly. So both of them have the exact same base shape, and that's what you will cut from faux leather in the color of your choice. This one here also has one layer of heat transfer vinyl that we cut and we press right here, and then we use that size 20 Kam Snap to create the little sun that goes right here in the middle with the little outline radiating out, and it looks like a sunrise or a sunset at the ocean. So let me delete this one because we won't be cutting this one. This is the multicolored version that I mentioned, and it's a little more complex only in that there's lots of heat transfer vinyl layers to cut, but I think the effect is really so worth it. So we have our faux leather layer, and then we have our background layer. Let me try and move that. So I'm going to cut that from silver, but you could cut it from white or any color. And then we have all of these different little heat transfer vinyl layers. This is a great scrap project, as I mentioned, and I'm sure you have lots and lots of these colors already in your heat transfer vinyl scrap bin, so you'll love making this project. I'm going to go ahead and click the Make It button. We're cutting our material on a mat, and the first thing we want to do is go through and toggle the mirror button on for each of our mats because faux leather and heat transfer vinyl cut in reverse. So this last mat here is our faux leather mat, and I'm just going to drag my shape away from the edges of the mat just a bit, and I'm going to make a note of what size faux leather I need to put on my mat to cut the shape completely. So it looks like it's a piece of faux leather about 3 inches wide and a little over 9 inches tall. And then for all of these heat transfer vinyl mats, I'm just going to click through them. Again, drag them away from the edges of my mat just a little bit. Once I've done that, I'm just going to scroll down and click back on my faux leather mat again. I always like to cut that one first. I'll click continue. And for this mat, I'll be using the faux leather paper thin setting. If you don't have this one bookmarked as a favorite like I do, you can click on Browse All Materials and search for it. If you're using the Explore Air 2 machine, you'll need to turn your dial to custom before you can find this setting when you search. So faux leather paper thin, I always choose more pressure. And this is a reminder, we're just using the regular fine point blade that comes with all of the Cricut machines. And then for all of these heat transfer vinyl mats, you'll want to cut them using the manufacturer's recommended cut setting for your brand and type of heat transfer vinyl. So let's go ahead and hop back over to my overhead camera. We'll get our mats cut out, and then I'll show you how fun and easy it is to assemble this lip balm holder. So I've already trimmed my faux leather down to that smaller size I saw in the mat preview screen. I'm going to put it pretty side down on my purple strong grip mat. And the reason I cut it smaller is because I'm going to tape it all around, and the smaller piece of faux leather taped really well is less likely to shift around while the Cricut is cutting. And that's one way that we help ourselves get great cuts. So I'm just going to tape all around, and I can reuse these pieces of blue painter's tape quite a few times. So after you're done cutting, just peel them up off your mat and store them somewhere so you can use them again. So I have my faux leather paper thin cut setting with more pressure ready to go. I'm just going to load my mat into the machine and begin the cut. So my cut has run one time, and I always like to use my sharp weeding tool and lift up the edge of the cut after the cut is made and before I unload the mat. That's because if I want to repeat the cut, I can just by pressing the cut button again. And if your cut didn't go all the way through, don't worry, just press that cut button again and repeat it. Now here we have lots of little holes in this pattern, so I always like to check those as well. These are actually looking pretty good, but if you need to, rerun your cut, and you can do that as many times as necessary. This looks good though, so I'm going to go ahead and unload my mat and remove my shape. So now I'm just going to take my weeding hook or my weeding tool and start to poke out all of the little holes in this pattern. So you are looking out for a hole up here at the top and also down here in the bottom at the center. Those are for the Kam Snaps. We've got two little slot holes here at the top. That's for your jump ring to attach your keyring hardware. And then we have several little holes down the side here. It's a row of 4 on this top part here before the break, and then there's 4 more down here. So just take a moment, poke through all of those little holes. If any of your holes are stuck and don't come out all the way, then you can use your little curved scissors to trim them apart. So we're going to go ahead and set this aside. Now I'm going to return to Design Space and cut out all of my heat transfer vinyl mats. I don't want to bore you with that, so I will do that off camera, and I will come back. We'll have all of the vinyl shapes cut and weeded and ready to press. So I've gone ahead and cut and weeded all of the heat transfer vinyl layers for this project. So we have the 3 sort of blue waves that are going to go down here on the bottom, and then we have varying shades of coral and red for the little sunset, but you can make this any color you'd like. Now the other version, if you don't want to cut all of these layers, is just cutting this layer, and that's how you get this look with the little Kam Snap acting as the sun. But what I'm going to use in this version is we're going to put this layer down first, and then it's going to be almost like paint by number, where we're just going to match up the heat transfer vinyl layer inside the little outline, like coloring, and heat pressing layer by layer. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So I've got my faux leather shape here with all my little holes punched out. And what I'm going to do is match up the little circle that's in the middle where the sun will be. Just going to match that up down here at the bottom and just line it up with the hole. Try and make sure that your design is straight up and down. There we go. And now I'm just going to cover with my little Teflon sheet that I've trimmed smaller and I'm going to press with my Easy Press Mini. So I'm using it set on the low setting, which is that first green line. If you're using a regular Easy Press, I would set it to about 265 degrees. And then we're just going to press for about 7 to 10 seconds. Now I found that foil iron-ons on faux leather need a little bit of time to cool before you can start peeling them. If not, sometimes the vinyl will start to lift up. So I'm just going to let this cool for just a moment. And while I'm doing that, let's go ahead and talk about some of the extra little additions we'll be adding. So I have a faux suede tassel. This is around 2 1/8 inch, I believe. And then I have all these really pretty little charms. And I also have, I'm not sure what color I'm going to pick. And I also have some little pearls. This box is fun because it has both gold top and little silver hardware pearls. So I'll pick out a silver one there. And then the keyring hardware that I'm using is this large lobster claw. And then it has a key ring, and this is a little swivel clasp that I'll be able to hang the faux suede tassel and the little charms from. But if you just have a key ring like this, you can absolutely use that by itself. I'm going to show you how to use a jump ring to attach the hardware to our little holder. Okay, so this has had a little bit of time to cool. So I'm going to try and peel, just sort of peel away the edge there. Now I'm going to go very slow as I'm doing this. If I see my vinyl lift up or bubble, I'm just going to place my carrier sheet right back down and press some more. But this looks good. There we go. So now we're going to start filling in with our little colored layers. Or if you're doing the other version, then you would just go on to the next step. So I'm going to start down here at the bottom, I think. And as long as you mirrored all of your heat transfer vinyl layers, these little pieces should just fit inside the outline. So just take a moment, get it lined up nicely. See how that's just right inside that silver outline? Again, I'm going to cover and press. And I'm going to repeat that for every layer here in the design. So now that I've pressed all of the little layers, I'm going to cover one more time with my little cover sheet since all the clear carrier sheets are gone, and just press for about 5 seconds just to make sure that all of those layers are well adhered to the faux leather and to each other. And that's that. So this is warm and I want it to cool nice and flat, so I'm just going to place it underneath my heat pressing pad for a moment. I'm going to take a minute and reset my desk area here for you to show you how to attach the cam snaps and the rivets and the charms, and we'll finish up this project. So now that our faux leather is nice and cool and flat, we're going to assemble our cam snaps. And that's because it's easier to assemble the snaps now while our pattern is flat than when it's all folded up and riveted together. So the cam snaps that I'm using are size 20s. I bought this box on Amazon. It came with all these colors. And it also came with the little pliers, and I'll leave a link to this for you. I love this set because there's lots of colors to choose from. Now inside each of these little color boxes, there's actually 3 different kinds of cam snap parts. And this brochure came with my box. I'll leave this in your download folder for you. But we have 3 different parts. So we have a cap, and we use 2 of those for each snap. We have a piece called a stud. It has some little bumps on it. And then we have a piece called a socket. So I like to go through my box and find those 4 pieces here and set them down on my table. And these are the 4 pieces we need to make one snap. So the obvious first one that we can do is the cap that is going to create the sun on our design here. So I'm just going to place that right in the center, and you can see how using a yellow snap brings the whole little ocean sunrise design together. So we've got that here. And on the inside, then we need to put the part that is called the stud. So the stud on the back, it has little tiny bumps, and those bumps are going to go down on the faux leather. And then you can see that the part sticks up that is going to go into the other side of the snap. So I'm holding both these parts with my fingers. I'm using my Kam Snap pliers. The pliers have a large black piece, and that black piece always goes over the cap. So the large flat cap. When you slide it on correctly, you should not be able to see very much of that cap, just a little sliver there because it's tucked inside. And when you have this part lined up correctly, then this white piece will be lined up with the other piece, the socket or the stud. And so all we need to do is squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And that's our little front part. So now, since our pattern folds up like this, now we need to have the piece here that the stud will snap into. So that means we need the socket on this side and the cap on the back. So I'm going to take my other cap, put it on the inside, put the socket on the front. Again, I'm holding them together with my fingers while I get my pliers lined up with the black piece always going over the cap. Kind of shimmy it into position there. That looks good. So I'm just going to squeeze. And that's our little Kam Snap. Okay, so now the next part is to attach the rivets. So the rivets have two pieces. One piece looks like a nail. It has an end, sort of end cap, and then it has a little post. Remember, these are 6mm by 6mm, which is really important. Check the link for the link to the exact ones that I use. So one of them looks like a nail and one of them is just the little nail head. So you need 2 of these for each rivet, and we need 8 rivets for this project. So I'm just going to take this little bottom flap here and fold it up. And then I'm going to take one of my rivets, the part with the post, and I'm going to push it through the holes front to back in the pattern. So I'm just pushing it through the front to the back, and then you can see how that little post sticks up. Then I'm going to take a little cap of the rivet and just pop it on. And a lot of times you can hear it snap, but you feel it connect together. So I'm going to do that on both sides all the way down. So once we have all of those little rivets just sort of pinched together, it's time to hammer them into place. So we're going to use the strike plate, and this is a little metal piece. Just place that on your work surface, and then you should have something like this that came with your rivets. There's a flat part on the back that we're going to hammer on, and then a rounded end that we're going to put on top of the rivet, and this helps keep the rivet head from being damaged when we hammer. So I'm just going to take one of my rivets, set it on top of the strike plate, place the rounded end of this little tool on top of the rivet, and then using a hammer, I'm going to hammer about 6 or 7 times. And what that does is it pushes the rivet closed. It brings that faux leather together here. You can see it's nice and tight. So I'm just going to repeat hammering for the rest of the rivets. So now that all the rivets are in place, then we're able to slide our little chapstick in here. But before we do that, let's go ahead and attach our 10mm jump ring here, and then we can attach our keyring hardware and any little optional charms. So the next step is going to be to use a 10mm jump ring. Just use 2 pair of flat nose jewelry making pliers to open up the jump ring, and then we are going to thread it through the little slots here in the top of the lip balm holder, just like that. And then you can attach your keyring or whatever other hardware you'd like. So I'm just going to close that right back up. And now that we have our little keyring attached, if yours has a little swivel hook like mine does, or if it just has a keyring, you can use more jump rings to attach some accessories. So I'm going to go ahead and add my little faux suede tassel. Like that, and then I think I'll add just a few little charms. And there we go. So you can see we have 2 different looks happening here, one with the fully colored in design and one with the just outline, both of an ocean sunrise. So I hope you like this project. I can't wait to see the ones that you create. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.